Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In the last video, we had installed these recess lights, 6-inch recess lights from Lumary. And since then, they had sent me these 4-inch smart gimbal recess lights. They're basically recess light which allows you to adjust the angle of the light, how it aims. So for example, if I have paintings and stuff on the wall, I could have one installed right above it and have it aim directly at the photos or whatever you have on the wall. Actually, before I install them, let's first take a look at what's in the box. So this one is the 780 lumen, which has the label saying it's RGB AI. So this is the cutout. This is the template. This is 4-inch diameter. A little user manual. And then this is supposed to be a 4 pack. So 4 lights. So we got 3 boxes in there. So these are okay. So 2 lights in each of these, and they have these little connectors. Okay, so the back side is rounded. So these are not exactly pancake. So there is some room to, you gotta account for on the back side. Let's see. So this is the same thing, just 2 lights with the connectors and stuff. There's no button on this, so this is just a power adapter of some sort. And then the last box here are the junction box. Okay, so same deal. So this end plugs into the light right here, and then your Romex cable is gonna go through into the box and connect to these wires. And then if you have to join all the other lights, then you will have other wires coming from the other side and just join into the box. So 4 junction box. And then for this guy, I am expecting more or less the same thing. Okay, 3 boxes, template cutout. Yep, 2 lights, and the junction box. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and start prepping for the installation. So these are the 4-inch version. The ones that I previously installed were 6 inches. And there's 2 different types that they had sent me. This one is 600 lumens, which this one is brighter. This one has 780 lumen. They're all 9 watts, RGB, smart, all that stuff. This one does have RGB AI label, and this one doesn't. We'll have these installed, and I have a perfect location for these lights. So let's mock up the location where I want these installed, drill the holes, and run the wires and get these installed. Alright, so over here is the wall where I'm gonna have the lights installed right above it. I'm thinking one over here, one over there, and we'll have lights kind of like shooting at the photos. I do have a pack of, or 2 pack of 4, so 8 lights total. I'm only using 2 for here. I'm gonna figure out other location to put the rest of it, but for now, I'm gonna start doing some measurement, mark the location, get the holes drilled, and then likely I will get power from one of these guys, which is pretty close by, so the installation should be pretty straightforward. So, alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm tapping into one of the existing lights because before I wire in everything, I want to make sure the light angle is where I want it. So that's gonna matter because that will determine how far away from the wall I want the lights to be installed. So here I am just hand positioning it where I think is going to be best, how far away from the wall, and the angles can change because this is the gimbal, but then how far away from the wall, like you need a certain distance away from the wall for the lights to angle correctly. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, so while I have the lights on, I fire up the Lumary app and added a new device, and it recognized the new light right away. So I continue with the setup, just follow the every step from the app, and it doesn't take too long, and it's really easy and simple to set up the new device. Alright, once the setup is completed, I went ahead and just start messing with some of the settings, including changing the RGB color, the temperature, the brightness, and everything. So this light is good to go. I'm gonna continue to install onto the wall. Here you can see the night mode. It just has a halo that's around it. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue, finish setting up the first light, then I can run wire and have it run to the second hole where my second and last light is gonna be. So once I figure out where I want it, just like in the previous video where I installed the recess light, I marked the location, and then I used this 4-inch hole saw and with the shield to collect all the drywall dust. I'll leave a link in the description. The previous one was 6-inch, and again, this is a 4-inch light that I'm installing. So here I am drilling the hole. Alright, here's the first light. I had already connected the Romex into the junction box, so I'm just shoving in the junction box into or behind the ceiling. You can secure it to a stud if you want, but in my case, I just place it somewhere out of the way. Alright, once the hole is drilled, I went ahead and fished the wire over. This is again really close by each other, so I'm able to just use my hand and stick my arm in there and grab the wire. But in the past, I used the electrical fishing rod to help fish the wire from one hole to another. So in this case, I could just reach it. So I'm connecting the light and also have the Romex cable connected to the junction box. I'll show you in a bit. Alright, so this is the junction box. Even though this is the second light that I'm installing, the first light has the same junction box, but it has a to and a from, because it comes from the existing light to this second light, and then this second light is the last light I'm installing, so it only has one Romex going in, and that's it. Here I am plugging in the last light and then getting it installed onto the ceiling, and then I'm going to show you some of the differences between the two lights. So alright, so let me show you the final product. This is currently without the lights on. Let me go ahead and turn on the lights. Alright, so unfortunately, the way I have it wired, I can't just show you how these two lights on without everything else lit up. So everything else is on as well. So, but as you can see, so this one right here is the 600 lumen. This one is the 780 lumens. They're all 9 watts, and I believe this one is 29 volts, while this one is like 32 or 33 volts. So there's some voltage difference, but the wattage, it's the same. Lumens, this one is 180 lumens more. As far as the aesthetic, they are exactly identical. And then some of the features that are slightly different. For example, light number 1, when you have you can have the light mode on. So this is, at nighttime you don't want the lights to be super bright. Then you can have this light mode on, and then you could turn it off right there. And then you have your basic RGB color. You could switch to any color you want, just like that. And then you got your white light. You could change your temperature and then the brightness right here. So, and then you got presets, and that's about it. This one will fade in, fade out, different color, stuff like that. The light on the right, which is the 780 lumen, you have slightly different option. So we got the auxiliary light, which is kind of like the night mode, which we have on that light, and then your main light. So you can turn off your main light and just have the night lights to do the your party RGB kind of stuff. So, and then here's your actual night mode. So that looks kind of similar to the night mode we have on that side. And that's actually the main difference between the two, other than the lumens being a little bit brighter, I guess. Although I can't really tell which one's actually brighter. The differences are not huge, but I do say that with and without the lights on, it does make a noticeable difference on my wall. So let me see if I can get it back to close to the temperature. All right. So again, if I turn off the light, every other light in this room is gonna get turned off. But that's the best I can show you. So this is with the light on the wall, and this is without. So the difference is huge. So there you have it. So Lumary Gimbal 4-inch RGB AI light. I'll leave a link in the description.